We're back with another Jujutsu Kaisen Otome game, and this one is Romance with Sukuna again, and we're gonna do, of course, Sukuna's Otome game. It's called Beauty and the Beast, not and the Beast, in the Beast, and obviously, I guess we're the beauty and he's the beast, obviously. And if you guys wanna check out any other Otome games, comment down below, or you want to see on any other Otome games in general from this creator, which is khywae, one of my favorite Otome game creators right now. Then of course comment down below as well, and if you want to play this yourself, the link will be down below. So let's get into it. Don't know what it's about. Oh, well, I actually read something that says we're trying to capture the beast. Everything would have been different if you hadn't found the woman that day. What woman? Okay. Your sandals slap softly against the temple stone paths as you run, your breath quick and light. We're wearing chancletas, guys, already. You are searching for the perfect hiding place, somewhere the others won't think to look. The late afternoon air hangs heavy, humming with the songs of cicadas and the faint murmur of prayers echoing from the temple halls. You round a corner and spot one of the smaller entrances, its stone stairs hidden beneath overgrown weeds. No one will find you there. But just as you step forward you freeze. Something is there. At the edge of the stairs, a shape slumps against the stone, hunched and still. The shadows stretch along in the dimming light, painting jagged edges around it. Your chest tightens. The monsters. The memory of the attack rushes back in an instant. The twisted forms, their glowing eyes, the way their claws tore through the temple walls like paper. Your stomach churns as you stand frozen, staring at the figure. It isn't moving, but it is there, undeniable. You clench your fist, forcing yourself to remember the high priestess' words. Deep breath, stay calm. The creatures can smell fear. If I try to attack them, isn't that like provoking it? And I'm showing that I'm still afraid? But I don't even want to walk closer. Should I just walk? Oh well, it says we don't. It's not. He didn't say don't get near them. Said that they smell fear and you'll be. But if you don't, if you're calm, then you're gonna be fine. So I'm gonna walk closer. You squint at the figure as you creep forward, your pulse pounding in your ears. But as the light shifts and the shadows fall away, you see it. What the heck would you see? It isn't a monster. It's a woman. Oh. Her figure leans heavily on a tall, tattered bamboo basket, her bony frame trembling as she fights to stay upright. Sweat drips from her brow, glistening against her ashen skin. Tangled hair clings to her face, which is pale and hollow, like a mask stretched into the night, and too tight. Stretched too tight. Miss, are you alright? Your voice wavers as you speak, and you take a cautious step closer. She doesn't respond. Instead, her shoulders shudder with a rasping breath. The smell hits you then. The smell? She smell bad? She not wearing her secret body. I'm just kidding, secret don't work. She not wearing her Dove deodorant, y'all. Coppery, sharp and sour, blush and thickness. The odor clings to her like the thick chambers of the temple, the place your family stayed. The memories of pale faces and dying breaths rush back, and your stomach twist. Is she dead? Step closer despite the knot forming in your chest. Suddenly her hand shoots out and grabs your leg. She a zombie, yo. You yelp and try to pull away, but her strength surprises you. Her fingers clamp tightly, there to grip hard and bony like the gnarled branches of a tree. Gnarly. I just can't take gnarly seriously anymore. You raise your arm instinctively, ready to defend yourself. The leaves above rustle as the trees sway. Then you see her eyes and stop mid-motion. They aren't filled with malice. Instead, they are wide, pleading, glimmering with desperation. Please. Her voice scrapes against her throat, the sound raw and weak. Take my son with you. Is that Kenjaku or what's her name? Before she was what was her name? I forgot her name, y'all. What's her name? Oh, Korori, Jin's wife, the Mama de Itadori. Is that her? I was guessing this is her. Her free hand pushes the basket toward her, her entire body shaking with the effort. The basket wobbles slightly, almost tipping over as it lands at your feet. You glance at it, then back at her. Protect him. The words send a chill through you, rooting in place. You crouch next to the basket, your movements slow and hesitant. The faint sound of breathing meets your ears. Soft, fragile, alive. Her grip on your leg tightens briefly, her fingers trembling against your skin. Promise me you're going to protect him. You look at her again, at the way her body sags under its own weight. I promise. I promise, yeah. The words spill out before you realize it, and shaky and unsure. A strange warmth spreads from her palm pressed against your leg, snaking upward until it blooms in your chest and rushes to your head. To my head? The tension in her face eases, slowly letting her fall away from your leg, her arm drooping limply at her side. Thank you. Her shoulders slump and her head bows as the weight of her own body is too much to bear. She stays like that for a moment, breathing deeply. Then, with great effort, she pushes herself upright. She staggers toward the tree, leaning heavily on the trunk for support. Each step seems to drain her further. At the edge of the clearing, she stops. She turns, casting one last glance toward the basket. Then, with a shaky breath, she vanishes into the woods. You look back at the basket, your heart still hammering. Slowly, you open it. Two pairs of glowing red eyes stare back at you. They blink, framed by a pale, delicate face. The boy, indeed, is small, fragile. His fragile body swaddled in warm cloth, but his face, his right side looks like the bark of a ancient tree, twisted and uneven, as if shaped by a storm. It's strange, but in a way, it's beautiful. The boy doesn't make a sound, but you can feel it. It's warm, fragile, faint, and reaching out to him for you. You feel your lips twitch a smile. Is that Itadori in the basket? Or no? I don't know. You have a new friend. Well, we have to raise it. The dream clings to you, swirling around your thoughts like a stubborn mist along after you wake. The promise you made to the woman still burns in your chest, a restless gale that refuses to settle. It's worse now, sharper, heavier, as if she knows you broke it at your word. As if in your dream she summons the winds of her despair to remind you of the vow you shattered. At the time you didn't know it was a binding vow. Breaking it was like fracturing a piece of fate itself. But now the vow is broken, disaster waits for you like a storm gathering the horizon. It may not strike. Oh, that was Sukuna, and we didn't keep him. I may not strike today or tomorrow, but it's there, inevitably. Inevitable. You can feel it hanging over you, whispering through every word of wind. You shake your head, pushing the star away. Disaster will come whether you want it or not. So there's no point in worrying about it. So I guess we didn't keep the baby, or the baby that was in the basket. And I mean, it's just to tell the woman no, even if we're in the position to take care of it, to tell the woman no, like when she's on her last breath, it's kind of like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't think we were in conditions to take care of the baby. It looks like if you're not, then you shouldn't do it. So obviously that wasn't something we're gonna do. You shake your head, pushing the thought away. Disaster will come whether you want it or not, so there's no point worrying about it. You keep walking through the ruins of the city. The air here feels wrong, too still, heavy with the weight of destruction. You'd always preferred exercise and curses in the capital for practicality's sake, but the payment this time was not too tempting to refuse. See, we was already broke as hell. That we gotta do it for the money. Now standing amidst the remnants of what was once a village, the truth behind the gossip reaches you with chilling clarity. Whispers of entire villages wiped out, with no survivors left to tell the tale. It isn't just destruction, it's devastation. Whatever is behind this didn't simply attack, it's obliterated. You inhale deeply, the wind shifting around you, trying to sense anything that might lead you closer to the source. You need more clues. Where should I check? Houses, bodies. Do you think that I would know what it was if I checked bodies? Because I don't think they would leave something on a body. But if the houses are just destroyed, then what's the point? But maybe there's still something in the house. I'm gonna check bodies because maybe we would know how something. We would get a clue what attacked. I feel like we would know. Well, us, the ones behind the screen, know what attacked. But us in general here as a character, we wouldn't know. So. The corpses lie scattered, their wounds too clean, too sharp, like they were sliced by a blade, honed to perfection. The cursed energy lingering here is thick, hanging in the air like a storm waiting to break. And no one person might believe this was a work of nature, a storm's fury or a tornado's wrath, but you're a sorcerer, you know better. The devastation carries intent, a purpose that no natural disaster possesses. This wasn't a curse either. Someone did this. You close your eyes, letting the air shift around you, searching for the trail of destruction. A faint trace of cursed energy tugs at you like a faint breeze pulling you south. If the other villages are anything to go by, whoever did this isn't going to stop. You push off the ground and leap into the air. The wind catches you like an old friend, lifting you higher. From above, the scale of the destruction comes into view. A jagged scar stretching south, cutting through the landscape. Your eyes narrow. You'll intercept them. You have to. Your payment depends on it. We're worried about that check. They say I don't give a F about this. We're worried about that check. I mean... The wind shifts again, warm and gentle this time, like a memory brushing against your skin. It fills your mind, carrying you backward to a moment you can't ignore. You glare at the little paper figure in your hand, the one you just dug out of the earth. Dirt clings to its edges, but it's impossible to miss. The shape, its forearms give it away instantly. It's obvious who it's supposed to be. The name Roman Sukuna is scrawled across its surface, the ink smeared but still visible beneath streaks of dirt. Your jaw tightens. Don't worry, friend. As long as I'm here, I'll purify all their curses. Your voice is firm, but your hands are gentle as you hold the fragile paper figure. Beside you, your friend stands silently, his figure tall and unmoving near the riverbank. He never speaks. You don't know if he can or he simply won't. Either way, his silence has never bothered you. It does, however, bother others. Even now, you can hear their cruel words in your mind, the way adults and children alike hurl curses at him just for how he looks. His 4 crimson eyes, his twisted features, they see a monster in him, but you don't. He doesn't react to them. He never does. He doesn't flinch when they shout, doesn't speak when they whisper behind his back. His stillness has always felt heavier than words, like a quiet wind that carries the weight of storms. You whisper a prayer under your breath and toss the paper figure into the river. It hits the surface with a soft plop and begins drifting downstream, spinning lazily in the current. You've lost track of how many of these paper effigies you've purified since your friend came into your life. All you know is that you're doing what his mother asked, protecting him as best as you can, even if it means fighting. The high priestess has scolded you more than can count for using violence to defend him, but you don't care. You fight them all over again if you had to. When your curse technique develops, we'll show them. The monks say curse techniques awaken between 5 and 6 years old. Your friend is already taller than you, just slightly, so it won't be long now. You glance at him, expecting some sort of reaction, but he's still staring at the paper figure as it drifts further and further away. His 4 eyes follow. It's formed with an intensity you come to recognize. Quiet, thoughtful, maybe even sad. Hey, don't believe them, friend. You're not the demon. You're not the demon, Romeo Sukuna. The words are soft but firm. You tilt your head searching for his gaze, but he doesn't look at you. I don't know what your real name is, but I bet it's beautiful. After he finally turns to you, his expression is skeptical. The look, a mix of doubt and quiet amusement, is one that you've seen before and you don't like it. He doesn't believe you. The compliments, his eyes, I think the eyes is the power of the beholder, as they always say. I bet it's beautiful just like your eyes, all of them, I mean. His eyes wide as surprise, and for a moment he looks almost startled, then quickly he glances away and start walking toward the temple, but you catch the faint curl of his lips as he moves. It's the first time you've ever seen him smile. You have to compliment him more. Smoke fills the air, thick and suffocating, rising in spirals from the burning village below. The acrid scent of charred wood and iron stings your nose and your stomach knots. You've arrived just in time, or so you hope. As you descend, the wind carrying you, the sounds of destruction grow louder. Cries for help pierce the chaos, mingling with the groaning collapse of wooden beams and the distant sharp crackle of flames. Your pulse quickens as you follow the noise. A group of villagers crouch below a collapsing building. Without hesitation, you summon the wind, a sharp gust slicing to the debris into harmless fragments. The villagers stare at you with disbelief, then bow deeply, murmuring their thanks over and over. One woman steps forward, grabbing your hand with trembling hands. Her palms are sticky with blood, and her wide, tear-filled eyes search yours desperately. Thank you so much. No need to thank me. Did you see who's causing this? The disgraced one. Roman Sukuna. We know it was him, guys. This is not surprising. Your heart skips a beat. The name ringing in your ears like a death knell. Roman Sukuna. Your chest tightens as the name echoes in your mind. It can't be the demon. But if it isn't, don't go there. He'll kill you like he did with all the others. Or worse, eat you. The woman's trembling hand grip yours for a moment like he's trying to share what little strength she has left. Then she, with a lingering glance, she releases you and hurries after the others. You barely register her leaving. The name Roman Sukuna repeats in your mind over and over like a relentless drum beat. You turn and walk into the village's heart, the center. Obviously. The cursed energy hits you first. It's not just heavy, it's oppressive, suffocating. It drags against your chest, slowing your steps and rattling something deep inside you. Then you see him. At the center of destruction, standing a tall, like god of death, a towering figure. He's shirtless, his pale-skinned mare with criminal tattoos that seem to riff his oof of life. Four-armed, all coated with muscle, move and invisible slashes cut through the village. The devastation is immediate. Homes split in two, their clean edges surreal. Against the chaos screams are severed mid-breath, leaving behind a chilling silence. Oh, okay, guys, I've heard a lot of comments that they say that the Gizzy or whoever made Sukuna made him too OP, like made him too overpowered, and that's what's and that's a little bit too much. They feel like they made him too overpowering, which I can honestly, if he's wiping off everybody, even your main protagonist, even the main people, then I can see how they would say that. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? I want to know, to be honest. Your breath catches a sharp intake that feels like a dagger to your chest. Time seems to fracture. You're staring at the boy you once knew, and yet he's nothing like them. The past rushes back unbidden. You search for your friend everywhere. He wasn't in the temple. The high priest told you a noble had taken him away to be his servant. You scream his name, forcing the wind to carry your voice through the trees, to the mountains, but no answer ever came. It's blurred into weeks into years, and you thought you'd never see him again. Until now. It's him, unmistakable, but the boy you knew is gone, replaced by the force of destruction, devastating everything in his path. He's the one you've been sent to exercise. Your legs move on their own, one step and another, drawn to forward despite the storm of emotions streaming in you. Relief, horror, anger, longing. And something sharper, magnetic that makes your pulse race. Before you can stop yourself, the word escapes your lips, trembling and fragile. Friend! He stops slowly. He turns, his movements almost deliberate. His four red eyes lock onto yours, rooting. Oh dear. Again, the character models here from khywae, a khywae is always on point. His four red eyes lock onto yours, rooting you to the spot. They're the same eyes you remember, but now there's a coldness in them, sharp and cruel. For a moment, there's no recognition in his gaze. Then a slow smirk spreads across his face, sharp and mocking. Friend, who do you think you're talking to, Worm? Worm? Don't be trying me, man. Don't be trying me. What you thinking the Black Widow, tarantula looking chicken head? What? You look like a tarantula, bro. His voice is low, laced with mockery, but the rock music. Very fitting. His voice is low, laced with mockery, but there's a hint of something else beneath the surface. Don't you remember me? It's me from the temple. It has been so long. Girl, we think we got this, but we don't got this. The smirk widens. His gaze rolls over you, deliberate and heavy, and you feel the weight of his scrutiny like a physical touch. I never had any friends. Sir. The words hit you harder than the destruction around you, but you don't back down. What happened to you? Why are you doing this? Because I enjoy it. That boy, my friend, he wouldn't do this. His laughter is sharp, cutting through the air like one of his invisible slashes. Then you never knew me. His arms move with fluid position, and more slashes tear through the village. People fall mid-sprint, their bodies collapsing in pieces. You flinch, the sound of the cries hitting you like a blow. No! The words burst from you, and Ron desperate, your friend wouldn't do this. But another slash. Stop! He wouldn't. Another slash. He raises his arms again. Your voice catches in your throat, standing beneath the weight of despair with every ounce of strength. You force it out, shouting the name, the identity he chose for himself. Oh man, Sukuna! Sukuna stops. Slowly he turns, a smirk creeping across his face. Oh, so you don't know how to address someone by name. Don't be smart, ridiculous. Now blur, he closes the distance between you. His clawed hand catches your wrist, the heat of his cursed energy burning against your skin. You gasp, the pain and the... Be dramatic. You gasp, the pain and the weight of his grip stealing your breath. You call yourself my friend to see how far you go to stop me. That's what you came for too, right? Like all the others. He yanks you forward and you stumble, your free hand colliding with the firm, scorching pain of his torso, just above the mouth on his chest. I was about to be confused, but I forgot. His skin really is heat beneath you from the tattoos seeming to ripple like living art as his muscles tighten. For a moment, everything else is searching the screen, the chaos fades away. All you feel is overwhelming heat of him, the raw power radiating from his body. You don't want to fight him. You made a promise. Something must have happened to turn him into this, but you can't fathom what. This isn't you. I don't want to fight you. We already said basically that this is not how you should be acting like. So I don't think this isn't you this isn't gonna make him really do anything. So I'm just saying I don't want to fight you. Then don't. I'll make things more interesting. The desperation fuels you with sharp gesture. You summon your wind, stealing the breath from his lungs. The air around him still pressing down like an invisible weight. He falters, his chest heaving as his muscles tense against his strain. For the first time you see his composure crack. You've gotten stronger, but you're still human. Your voice is steady, but your body screams in protest. You know you can't keep this forever, but if you can hold him here long enough, maybe, just maybe, he'll pass out, and the rest of the villagers can flee. His crimson eyes narrow, burning with fury. With a flick of his chest, a flash cuts through the stillness, shattering your control over the air. Before sends you stumbling, your technique unraveling as he steps free from your trap. You think this is what a human looks like? Yes. Your voice is steady, but the conviction in it seems to strike a nerve. His expression darkens and something flares in his eyes, anger, perhaps, or something deeper. He moves in a blur faster than you can track, forcing you to rely on instinct alone. The wind slices through the air, crashing into debris and tearing apart what remains of the village, but none of it touches him. Sukuna flows through your attachment in infuriating ease, and each motion deliberate, like she's dancing around your desperation, and then he vanishes. The world stills for your heartbeat, your breath catches as you whip around searching, the wind whipping around you in a defensive flurry. Too slow. A deep voice moves more against your ear, a wave of heat floods through you, both shameful and electric. You spin, but he strikes, sending you crashing to the ground. Pain radiates through your body as your vision blurs. Sukuna looms over you, his claws are raised, ready to strike. You don't move, his hand hovers above your neck, and you feel the heat against your skin. This is it, this is the punishment you've been waiting for, the disaster for breaking the vow. But he left. That boy left by himself. What do you mean breaking vows? He left. You failed him. You promised his mother you would protect him. That's who, I guess. To keep him safe from harm. Instead, he became this. I mean, that's not really... At this point, you did your best, girl. And now, as his hands is closer, you feel the weight of failure crushing you. Close your eyes. It's fitting, isn't it? The one the one you failed is the one to end you, to bring you your disaster. But the blow never comes. Your breath catches as silence stretches between you slowly. Open your eyes to see his hand trembling ever so slightly. His claws curl into fists and the cursed energy flickering out. He steps back, his expression unreadable. You're pathetic. The words are sharp, but the voice carries the edge of something. He turns away and he steps deliberate. It disappears into the ruins, leaving you behind. Your knees buckle and collapse on the ground. The weight of his absence heavier than anything else. Why did he spare us? Maybe he didn't really want to do it. Sukuna sharpened his trident, the blade scraping against the whetstone with a deliberate grating sound. Sparks flicker and die as the metal edge glints in dim light. The motion is unhurried, almost meditative. His focus entirely on the deadly precision of the weapon. Soft footsteps echo faintly in the room, barely audible over the rhythmic scrape. He didn't look up. Master Sukuna. Oh, it's Otome. I've placed her in the room as you requested. Placed me? I've been kidnapped. I've been kidnapped. Wow. Aloha escapes me, more acknowledgement than reply. His hands never stop their work. Otome lingers, the tone as measured and calm as ever. Do you want me to cook her later? Ooh, cook me? No, that's not happening. You want me to cook her later, or are you keeping her as a pet? That makes him pause. The corner of his mouth curls upward, and the dry chuckle rumbles in his chest. They always sound so serious, even when asking something so absurd. I'll keep her as a pet for now. He resumes sharpening the trident, the sound slicing through the air like an extension of his intent. Prepare dinner for her as well. Otome bows lightly, their voice soft and smooth and obedient. As you wish, master. Without another word, they leave. Their steps fading into the corridor. The silence follows his hover pressing in around him. Well, we don't gotta worry about money because we just got kidnapped and he's maintaining us now. Sukuna sets the whetstone down and inspects the blade, his crimson eyes narrowing at the razor sharp edge. The reflection on its surface is warped, fractured, just like the thoughts twisting in his mind. He should have killed that woman. The thought gnawed on him like an itch he can't scratch. He had imagined a reunion countless times, and in every scenario, it always ends with her death, clean, fun. He's the last thread tying him to a path he's long since severed. A tether he's been trying to rip apart for years. The moment she saw him, her eyes widened and her lips parted to call him friend. He should have ended it, but he didn't. She looks at him like she still sees something else, not the monster he's become, but the boy he never truly was. The memory of her gaze unsettles him. It lingers, burning his skin like a brand. And he can still hear her voice, soft yet defiant, calling out for someone who doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't matter. Why does she matter? Sukuna's grip tightens on the trident, the muscles in his forearm rippling beneath his tattoo. She will see. I'm surprised that nobody ever got recreation of the tattoos Sukuna has, because every fan gets something crazy. I'm surprised I've never seen that before. Really. She will see it, he decides. She will acknowledge what he is. He'll tell her apart every memory she clings until nothing remains but fear and despair. He'll strip her bare until she can no longer deny the truth. Excuse me? Whatever this is, whatever she's clinging to, it won't last. Our POV, we're back. This moment is very nice, though. Pain greets you the moment you wake, sharp and encompassing. Your whole body feels heavy, bruised, as if even your bones are protesting movement. Blinking against the dim light, you take in your surroundings. The room is unfamiliar, minimalistic, quiet, and cold. In the corner, your small travel bag sits untouched. Did someone rescue you? The memory hits like a slap. His face, his claws hovering above your neck. The weight of his cursed energy pressing down on you. Why didn't he kill you? The thought turns over in your mind, twisting uncomfortably as you drag yourself upright. You stagger to the door, reaching for the handle. Before you can open it, the door slides open, revealing a white-haired monk, standing impassively in the doorway. Their face is blank, unreadable. You open your mouth to thank them for helping you, but they speak first, their tone calm and detached. Greetings, I'm Otome. Master Sukuna requests your presence in the dining room. The air leaves your lungs. Any lingering hope that you've been saved vanishes instantly. You weren't rescued. You were captured. Exactly. This is illegal, Sukuna. Even though he don't give a F. He don't give a F. Your heart pounds as the monk steps aside, waiting for you to follow. The question claws at your mind. Why? Why would he bring me here? The possibilities are endless, each more horrifying than the last. Does he want to torture you further? Is this just the start of something worse? It could be. The thought twists in your stomach as you follow the monk down a long, quiet corridor. The faint echo of your footsteps mixes with theirs, and the stillness of the place unnerves you. At temple, you recognize it now. The faint smell of incense and the cool stone underfoot remind you of the one you once called home. The monk stops at the door and opens it, stepping aside once again. Warm air and the smell of food hit your nostrils immediately, making your stomach grumble despite yourself. You hesitate in the doorway. Sukuna is already seated at a low wooden table on the tatami floor. He got a jacket on. He cold. Legs folded neatly beneath him. A thick dabutan cushion supports his massive frame, but he still seems to dominate the room. Sit. You force yourself to step inside, but remain standing near the table, your hands clenching at your side. Why did you bring me here? He places a piece of meat in his mouth, chewing lazily, then answers without even looking at you. I basically killed you, so your life belongs to me now. What? You let an incredulous huff, disbelief overtaking your fear for just a moment. What? He meets your glare with a smirk, his voice smooth and cruel. You can't leave this place or I'll kill you. This is very much illegal. You open your mouth to protest, but he cuts you off with a raised hand. But you can leave at any time if you say, I'm a monster. The word hangs in the air like a challenge. You stare at him, your mind reeling. He can't be serious, can he? Is this some kind of game to him? Yes, it is. This is ridiculous. Then just say it and leave. Your lips pressing to a firm line. You don't believe he's a monster. At least not entirely. You don't know if you were more stubborn about holding onto your belief or refusing to let him win. It could be, I think it's both, really. If you're not going to say it, then sit down and eat. You slowly lower yourself on the cushion, looking at the small tray of food placed in front of you, as if it personally insulted you. Urame. The monks step forward. Their movement is deliberate and smooth as they place more small trays behind you. The smell of the food is almost overwhelming, and your stomach twists with hunger. You glance at Sukuna, who is calmly continuing his meal, his gaze occasionally flickering towards you. Reluctantly, you take a bite. The silence stretches as you eat, but your thoughts whirl. How do you talk to him? How do you ask what happened to him? What turned him into this? Would he even answer? Your eyes drift over the table, and then they stop. A large plate of meat sits just out of your right, positioned almost deliberately. Something about it feels off, like it's meant to catch your attention. You point to the plate. Is that deer? The corners of his lips have his mouth curled into a smile, both of them. No. You freeze, staring at the meat, then at the monk. The monk also has a small, amused smile on their face. Deer doesn't scream so much. I'm not eating that, my brother. The voice of the old woman from the village echoes in my, he'll kill you or worse, eat you. Yeah, I'm a vegetarian, boo-boo. I'm a vegetarian. Right here, I'm a vegetarian. Right now, I am. Your stomach turns violently. You shove the plate away as you get to your food. Disgust. You. Say it. You bite your lip apart, trying to regain control. Your emotions threatening to spill over. Is this some sick kink of yours, wanting to be called a monster by everyone? You smirk. His smirk widens as he picks up another piece of meat. His stomach lurches again. Ooh, I can't be at this table, boo. Bile rising in your throat. You gaze dusted on your to your pickles at the end, but you exhale a quiet relief. It doesn't look the same. You just refuse to see because you're blinded by your early memories. He grabs another piece of meat from the plate, holding it almost lazily between his claws. He turns sharply, refuses to look at him any longer, and makes for the door. Before you take a step, a deep gash carves through the floor just in front of you, free, stopping you cold. You can't leave until you finish your food. Now sit. Boo-boo. You stand there for a long moment, trembling with rage and disgust, but the oppressive weight of his cursed energy leaves you no choice. Slowly, stiffly, you slip back down. Jaw clenched tight. You eat quietly, quickly, refusing to meet his gaze. Free bubbling under your skin with every bite. When you're finished, you shove the tray away and stand again. Sukuna is back slightly, his expression one of infuriating amusement. Remember, you can leave at any time. The mockery in his tone sets your blood boiling. You can feel Udame's gaze on your back as you leave. The faint smile adding to the humiliation. The door closes behind you, but the lingering sound of his laughter stays with you, digging under your skin. You retrace the path Udame led you down. Your steps echoing faintly in the quiet halls. The temple feels larger now. Its dark corners and distant shadows pressing down on you with an oppressive weight. As you walk, your eyes catch on something ahead, the front gate of the temple. You stop, your gaze lingering on the tall wooden structure. Beyond it lies freedom. You could fly off, let the wind carry you far away from this place, from him. The thought tugged at you, tempting, but your feet stay planted. With a sharp exhale, you shake your head and keep walking. The ache in your chest deepens with every step, but you don't stop until you reach the room. We're going to his room or our room? We're going to our room. Nope beside your bag and pull out your diary. Its familiar weight grounding you. So much had happened today, too much to hold on to. Your thoughts turn restless and heavy. You open a bit of water, you dilute the ink and watching the black swell and lighten. Then you open your diary to a blank page and begin to write. At first, your words are simple fragments of the chaotic memory spilling out. The fight, his face, his words, but soon everything narrows to him. Your hand falters, the tip of your brush hovers above the page, trembling. Then the words pour out, everything you felt but didn't dare say. The confusion, the pain, the awe of seeing him as an adult. His presence was so much larger and sharper than the boy you once knew. You write his name, the name he chose for himself. I bet you have given him a name back then, when you were both still children. But you didn't. When you were broke, as we still broke. What am I talking about? You wanted him to choose it for himself, and now he has. You just never imagined it. It would be this. You pour all it on the ink, hoping to trap chaos of your thoughts, to look at him in the strokes and lines where they can't follow you. But the ink fails you. At some point, you drift into sleep. The exhaustion of the day pulling you under. The relief is fleeting. Your dreams twist, shifting into something darker, something raw. This time, they promise a different kind of ruin. You dream of tattooed skin, a woman election against yours, of arms wrapping with them tarantula arms wrapping around us. Of arms wrapping around you, holding you down, cradling you, pulling you apart. He coils through your body, unbearable in the shadow waves ecstasy and pleasure. You wake up with a gasp. Oh, good. Okay. You need a patilla, girl, for that libido. The patilla for a libido, that's what you need, girl. She knows it's true. She knows it's true because save us. Save us. You wake up with a gasp, your skin damp with sweat. Your breath unsteady, the dream lingers, searing itself into your thoughts. You don't need an interpreter to tell you what it means. It isn't just as a bad omen, it's a warning. And yet, despite the unease curling your chest, you feel the urge to leave. You can't feel the urge to leave. You don't want him to win. That's all it is. You tell yourself that's why you're still here, nothing more. Bring your bite to your lip, you pack up your brush and begin writing again. You pick up your brush and begin writing again. Maybe if you put the dreams to paper, they'll stop haunting you. Maybe you can purge the thoughts clawing at the edges of your mind. I've never kept a diary because I feel like it's gonna get read. I feel like I wouldn't be afraid, but like people gonna be knowing my deepest thoughts, like, and I'm writing it on paper. Like I feel like it would come out eventually, like if I wrote it on paper. So I've never kept one, and my mother says the same thing, the same opinion about that. But yeah, these thoughts, these desires disgust you. They twist something deep inside you, and yet now they belong to the paper. Only the ink will hold them. Only the ink will know. Allegedly. Morning light filters through the temple's halls as Sukuna strides toward her room, her steps unhurried but purposeful. Otome follows silently at his heel, the presence a shadow to his towering figure. He spent the night crafting ways to make her admit the truth, to force her to see him for what he is, a monster. Otome has devised some interesting ideas, each more twisted than the last, and the thought of testing them brings a sharp glint to his crimson eyes. When he reaches her room, however, it's empty. A flicker of something unpleasant surges through him, coiling in his chest like a snake. Her cursed energy lingers faintly in the air. She hasn't gone far, but still. Go look for her. Right away, master. As Otome disappears into the corridor, Sukuna turns to leave, but his gaze lingers on her bag, slumped carelessly in the corner. A thought crosses his mind, sharp and deliberate. He crouches, his large hand rummaging through the bag, with no hesitation, no care for privacy. We know he doesn't care for our privacy. His fingers brush against something, a small warm book. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? He pulls it out and his eyes gleam with interest. A diary. His eyes gleam. His green spreads wide. Teeth gleaming like knives. Her diary. Perfect. His large hand nearly engulfs the book as he flips open. A part of him expects something tedious, something dull. Instead, he's struck by the elegance of her calligraphy, the way it flows across the page like wind dancing over water. For a moment, he's impressed, but he quickly shoves the thought aside. He skims through the entries, his eyes scanning lines about her travels. She writes about her work, wandering from village to village, exercising curses for a living. The words are neat, but her emotions carefully folded between the ink strokes. Some poems are scattered among pages. He pauses briefly. She's not bad at it. Further down, see? He's impressed. Further down, she mentions dreams, a broken vow. His eyes catch on a poem, the words pulling his focus completely. Each step I searched for, calling his name to the skies. The wind gave me none, no voice, no face, only lost. My failure haunted each word. His hand tightened slightly on the page, his green falters for the brightest moment. She had been looking for him. A low, unreadable hum escapes his throat. He turns another page, scanning the diary more closely now. Her words dig into him, pulling at things he thought buried. It had been such a long time since a piece of writing had made him feel anything, and he read many of them. The next entry is scattered thoughts about her journal, but further he reads, the more tone shifts. Her words become more recent, the ink darker and fresher. She writes about finding him at last. The shock, happiness, the pain, the anger, and awe. Another poem stops him in his tracks. Each eye holds the worlds, each arm carries heaven's weight. His beauty strikes me, not for his cruelty or might, but for their unyielding grace. We're giving Edgar Allan Poe. His eyes widen slightly. Beauty. She thinks he's beautiful? I want to memories surface hazy but sharp. Her saying similar things to him when they were children. Back then, her words had annoyed him. Her optimism like a stubborn light he couldn't extinguish. A cruel smile cuts across his face, sharp and deliberate, beautiful. She saw him surrounded by carnage, standing in a window of death, and called him beautiful. What a twisted mind. He keeps reading, his curiosity sharpening with every page. The poems grow different, more raw, less polished, each one like a wound torn open. Her emotions spilling out, desperate to be trapped in ink, and his eyes narrow, catching the unmistakable thread of lust woven into her words. A final point arrests his attention. His honesty sharp and cutting. No God could tempt me. Only this terrible form, these eyes, these sharp hands. I would bare my throat to him and let his desire claim mine. Yo, we crazy for this. We crazy for this one. He stared at that line, letting him settle. The cool smile spreading across his lips, slow and deliberate. She has no idea what she's asking for. Wait. That's not an invitation, bro. That's not an invitation. He snaps, the diary shut, tossing it onto her bed, leaving it open where she'll find it. Yo, he don't even bother trying to hide that he did all that. Talking with her will be far more entertaining than he thought. It's getting caliente, guys. The story's getting caliente. Your POV. We'll be here like, damn, why he do that? But we know why he do that. Otome escorts you back to your room, their sharp eyes fixed on you. You clutch the small bundle of wild herbs and berries you managed to find, your stomach turning at the thought of eating the food offered in the temple. Yeah, I would start picking my own sugar too if I was you. Master Sukuna won't force you to eat the meat. The words hanging near Cordon you answer Otome, your brow flowing. Why not? Isn't he trying to convince me he's the monster? You don't ask the question outright, but the thought gnaws at you, so you settle for something simpler. Why does he eat it? Otome paused for a moment, then gaze flickering over you, then did reply, the tone detached. It's not my place to speak. Otome the real media training. Otome the one that got the real media training. They gives a brief nod before turning away, leaving you alone. You walk inside the room and your eyes stop on the bed. Your diary lies there, open. The pages fluttered slightly as though they moved by an invisible wind. Sukuna. He read it. Your chest tightens, humiliation and rage crashing over you like a wave. The words you wrote, your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, they were yours, private and sacred. Never meant for anyone else's eyes, at least when you document something, whether it be on the internet or whether it's on your computer or whether it's on even on paper, they're never gonna be private. Centuries later, it could be stumbled upon. It's not gonna be sacred, guys. And it's just the truth, guys. It's hard. Never meant for anyone else's eyes, least of all his. His 4 eyes. His heat rises in your cheeks, sharp, unrelenting, and the shame cutting through you like a knife. He knows everything. You can't stand it. Without thinking, you storm out of the room, driven by anger you can barely contain. You find him trending outside. Each motion is deliberate, the muscles rippling with raw power as he moves. Sweat glistens on his skin, tracing down the sharp lines of his tattoos, highlighting every curve and ridge. The sight makes your chest tighten as you push the thought away, steeling yourself as you march forward. You had no right. We're gonna check him. We better clock him. We're about to check him, guys. He stops girl, no shit. I like how we know he can kill us at any second without any notice so easily, and we're still out here checking him. He stops mid-motion, his breathing slightly labored. Slowly he turns to you, his red eyes locking onto yours. There's a brief moment of silence as his gaze swoops over you, sharp and assessing. A feel flickering intimidation, but you force yourself to stand tall, keeping your head high. You had no right to read it. As long as you decide to stay here, I have every right. His voice is calm, laced with amusement, but there's an edge to it that makes your stomach knot. He begins to walk toward you, his steps unhurried, deliberate with each step. His towering presence seems to grow. The heat of his body radiating outward, closing the space between you. Are you upset because I read your little dirty thoughts? This mother trucker. The words hit you like a slap. Your face heating instantly. You guys are him. This parting to respond, but no words The embarrassment burns too fiercely, not in your throat. His laugh is sharp, cutting through the tension. Tell me, did you tremble as much writing it as you do now? Were your hands shaking when you put that filth on the paper? Or was it just your body craving something you couldn't have? Which is art. We're just being artistic. Yes, I trembled. I mean, the secret's out, guys. We're gonna play this game. We're gonna play these games. Because every time I look at you, I feel something I don't want to feel, and it disgusts me. His laugh is low and sharp and cutting, like the edge of a blade. Disgust, huh? You can call it whatever you want, little one. Lust, desire, filth. Just it up however you like. It doesn't change what it is, and it doesn't make it any less true. Okay, but why is he cooking us though? He's checking and he's cooking us at the same time. He steps closer, forcing you to back up until your shoulder blades hit the temple wall. The air feels heavy, making it harder to think, harder to breathe. The mouth on his stomach twitches, the movement drawing your gaze. Okay, thank you for that talk. That was not needed. The air feels heavy and making it harder to think, harder to breathe. The mouth on his stomach twitches, the movement drawing your gaze. Its lips curl faintly, presence unbearably close to your chest. The movement draws your gaze despite yourself, and a rush of heat floods through you. Shame and something darker twisting in your gut. What was it again? Let his desire claim mine. Those were your words, weren't they? So what's stopping you now? He stepped closer, his voice dropping to a low, dangerous whisper. Go on, bare your throat like you said you would, or where do you just mentally seize for the page? He stepped closer still, the space between your non-existent. Instinctively, your hands shoot up, pressing against his abdomen in an attempt to stop him. The heat of his skin burns your palms, the hard planes of his muscles unyielding under your touch. He doesn't move back. Instead, his voice drops lower, so quiet it doesn't almost a growl. Didn't you write then I'm beautiful, then worship me? Why are you trying me, bruh? Your breath catches before you can think. His lower hands close around yours, forcing your palms to move against his torso. Slowly, deliberately, he guides your hands over the ridges and curves of his body. The heat under your skin intensifies, your heart pounding so hard you're certain he can hear it. He pushes your hands lower, his grin widening. You try to put away, your mind screaming at you to stop, but his lip is firm and unrelenting. You know what to say if you want to leave. His voice is calm, almost bored, but there's a wicked glint in his eyes that dares you to say the words. We're not gonna say it again. You shiver, your breath coming in, swallow gasp. You know the words, but they won't come. You don't want to say them, not because of pride, not because of fear, because some big part of you doesn't want this to end. A thought terrifies you, and it's undeniable, a desire that threatens to consume you entirely. The mouth on his stomach shifts. Its grotesque lid just grew, pulling back to reveal the wet, rearing tongue that flicks out, brushing against your wrist. Get that thing out of my face. No. You flinch at the sensation, your breath hitching. You don't pull away. His gaze narrows slightly. The amusement in his eyes growing. Look at you, just a touch, you're already falling apart. Before you can respond, his arms move. Two of them wrap around your waist and lift you hooks under your knees. The ease which he handles you reminds you how powerless you are against him. The world tilts as he lays back against the wooden floor. His arms propping his head under watches you with leisurely amusement. You silence him now, your thighs spreading over the grotesque smile. Wait. Sir, this is a little bit X-rated. His tongue flicks again, trailing a warm, wet line along the sensitive skin of your inner thigh. Your body shudders involuntarily. No. Say the sentence, I won't, and I'll stop, but we both know you won't. His tone is calm and almost indifferent, but his smirk tells another story. He knows exactly how far he's pushing you and he's enjoying every second of it. Sukuna chuckles softly, the sound of low, satisfied as he lets go of your wrist. You collapse against him. Your body still trembling with the aftershock. His arms remain firm, I guess you would say, keeping you in a place like your body sags against him, boneless and spent. All that resistance, all those sharp words, and yet here you are. The words sting, sharpen the meaning, but there's no bite in his tone. It feels indulgent, as though he's toying with you, but with no intention of pushing you further right now. You don't reply, you can't. Your breath is shallow. Your body trembling with aftershock, your mind chaotic swirl of emotions, humiliation, frustration, and also something darker, deeper, far more terrifying. The silence stretches thick and heavy, broken only by the sound of your uneven breaths and the faint hum of the wind outside. His hand rests idly on your hip now. His grip relaxed, but you're acutely aware of the heat, his palm against your skin. It feels possessive, but not confining. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, you muster the strength to move. Slowly you lift yourself off his chest, and your body aching with the effort. But his hand slides away without resistance, and he watches as you expression, but his gaze sharp, following every movement. When you sit up, your legs unsteady beneath you. You avoid looking at him. You don't trust yourself to meet his eyes. Not now, not after everything done already. Aside, you stay longer, considering how much you seem to enjoy yourself. The heat rises to your teeth. Shame running through you, but you refuse to let his words trap you. You straighten your back, pulling your clothes back into place gently. I hesitate. The words catching your throat. What can you even say? He smirks, sitting up slowly as to loom over you again, but he doesn't even touch you to this time. Go ahead, leave or stay. The choice is yours, little one. His tone is casual, dismissive even, but it doesn't miss the curiosity as if he's testing you, ways to see what you do next. You stand, your legs unsteady, but your resolve firm. Without a word, you turn and walk toward your room. You don't look back, not at him, not at the smirk you're sure is still playing on his lips. Bro, playing too much. Sukuna grabs his weapons. The Abe clan has been boasting about their army of angels, saying they could bring even him to his knees. Fools, he'll teach them what happens when they overstep. The thought of this scream decides him, but he's surprised to feel something else. Reluctance. The religion making grin. Sharp and cool, his mind drifts to her. At first he thought her fascination with him was nothing more than curiosity, and daring hinted admiration, maybe even attraction, but it couldn't have been all that. He'd assumed she would flee and face the reality of him, but she didn't. Her body trembled, her breath uneven, but she didn't turn away. Even when she came undone, unable to hide her desire, she stayed. His grin sharpened lust, but she didn't flinch at his monstrous form, not at his full eyes. I mean, if we were kids together, obviously, and I'm used to seeing you like that, I'm not gonna be like, whoa, you're not gonna look any different, bro. Like, it's just gonna be gone. Like, what? It splits his flesh, not at the mouth, not at the distortion he was behind. She doesn't flee, not even when he places human flesh before her. Instead, she looks at him like he's something divine. And then there are her poems beautiful, which still cause him even now. She shouldn't feel this way. She knows she shouldn't be drawn to him, but she is, and that's what makes it so intoxicating. Toxic. She doesn't just tolerate his monstrosity, she dives it crazy. If she won't leave her own, and then he'll see how far she'll go. How much fun it will be to corrupt her. This last thread of tying him to what he used to be. The last fragile piece of humanity he hadn't crushed. The thought hung below his chest, dark feeling. He doesn't need to prove he's a monster. He just needs to show her how monstrous she can become. The trident hums faintly in his grip, and his grin stretches wide, sharp and feral. He'll teach the Abe clan their place first, but after he has something far more entertaining waiting for him. When you wake, your body remembers before your mind starts. The ache in your thighs, the residual heat on your skin, the ghost of his touch, everything rushes back, suffocating clarity. Shame prickles along your spine. The memory of his mocking words still echoing. No matter how much your feelings disgust you, you'll come crawling back for more. You push the thought away, but it clings to you like a shadow, impossible to escape. Sitting up on the futon, you pull your knees to your chest, trying to steady your breathing. You should hate him. You want to hate him. He tore through your defenses, left you trembling in his hands. And the worst part is, he was right. Your hands tremble as you pressed them to your face. You stayed. He didn't push you away, didn't force you, didn't mock you as you lay on his chest, raw and spent. He let you leave on your own terms. Somehow that makes it worse, because you didn't leave, not right away. You stayed because some smart, traitorous part of you wanted to. The shame burns harder now, twisting your stomach into knots. How can you face him again, knowing he saw all you surrender your desire? How can you meet his eyes without hearing his voice, without feeling his hand on your skin? You come back, crawling back for more. You grit your teeth and shove the memory away. You won't give him the satisfaction. You won't let him win. Determined to reclaim some control, you push to your feet and leave the room. You'll face him, pretend nothing happened if you must, but you won't let him see you falter. But the air outside your room feels different, too still, too quiet. He's gone. Relief and disappointment not together in your chest. The contradiction dizzying. You shouldn't feel disappointed, not after what he's done, but the hollow ache lingers on anyway, and you hate yourself for it. Spotting Otome in the corridor, you force yourself to approach him. The expression is calm, unreadable as always. Where is he? Master Sukuna has left to deal with some nuisances. Who? Aren't you worried about him? I don't think Otome is worried about him. I don't believe Master Sukuna's affairs require your involvement. He is Otome is medium trained to the T. The calm, matter-of-fact tone makes your chest tighten. You remember the destruction of villages, the screams of blood, the merciless way Sukuna tore through lives. The image now collides with the new view you have of him. You should write more. The voice startles you, breaking the silence. Master Sukuna enjoyed it. Your gaze drops in anger, shame prickling at your skin. Of course he did. Why would I want to please him? Otome gives you a pointed look, the expression calm but knowing, like they don't see something you can't. Why are you still here then? They just keep checking us. They leave without another word, but their question stays with you, circling in your mind. You return to your room and sit in silence. After a moment, you reach for your diary. The familiar weight feels grounding in your hand, though it does nothing to calm the storm inside you. You stare at the blank page for what feels like eternity, but picking up your brush. If you can't make sense of them theories, maybe the ink will. Actually, he's gonna read it again. She knows that, but she don't care. Because at this point, we don't care. Sukuna returns a week later. The sound of the temple gates creaking open makes your breath catch. You tell yourself it's nothing. You're not waiting for him. But when he steps inside, a spark ignites in your chest. His crimson eyes sweep the courtyard before landing on you. Their brief contact sends a joy through you, and you quickly look away, feigning indifference still your heart. He carries several baskets in hand, their contents hidden, but he's tightly wetting lids. You try not to think about what's inside, but the pit in your stomach turns away. Conflicting emotions, please. So you relieve dread or something you can't name. Dinner only makes it worse. Time to eat with the family. You sit across from him, the low table between you, doing nothing to lessen his presence. The smell stew wafts up, but instead of hunger, fills you with unease. He has flicked your bowl, then to the slow, deliberate way he eats. You can't stop picturing the meat's origin, the screams you tried to forget. The tension builds until it spills out. Why do you keep eating this meat? Your voice is quiet and you tender, but out now. He pauses mid-motion, chopsticks hovering, and he looks at you. The air around him feels heavier, each breath harder to take. Are you saying I need to stop? The bluntness of his tone upsets me. I don't think he cares if it's wrong. I think he would care more if it upsets me. But you press on. His eyes narrow slightly, his gaze unbreathable. The pause stretches painfully long until he speaks again. Why would I care about what you feel? The bluntness of the words cut deep, slicing through you and irritating my half. Your gaze drops to your bowl as you swallow the lump forming in your throat. You shove a piece of food into your mouth, chewing mechanically, though it tastes like ash. He really is awful, truly, utterly awful. You should finish quickly and leave. The room falls onto a tense, suffocating silence, broken only by the occasional clatter of chopsticks and the faint rustle of fabric. The weight of his presence presses down on you, but you refuse to look up, not until his voice bursts to stillness, a calm but lined with something bitter and jagged. When I was taken from the temple by that noble, he didn't want me as a servant. The casualness his tone didn't match the undercurrent of venom beneath it. You glanced up, startled by the sudden shift in the conversation. He was an entertainer, a collector of curiosities. He poured on exhibitions for the court, monstrous children, he called us. He pauses, his gaze rubbing to the bowl in front of him. The steam rises, curling between you like smoke. One day he wanted to know which one of us was stronger. He kept us in cages, no food for days. If we wanted to survive, we had to kill and eat each other. His chopsticks hover over a piece of meat before he places it in his mouth and chews. And that's what I did. The casual way he says it makes the heaviness in his chest almost unreadable. Your heart aches in the place on your leg. His mother once ripped you seems to burn. As if your chest still lingers, as if her promise still weighs on you. I'm sorry. Why? I made a promise to your mother that I'd protect you and I failed. I'm sorry. The words tremble as they just run heavy with guilt. I mean, we were a kid too. We couldn't really do a lot to protect him, especially if we were way overpowered, way more overpowered than us. I don't feel like we could have done much, really. Protect me? His cough cuts through the air, sharp, dismissive. There's something underneath it, something fleeting, fragile, but that flickers and fades almost too quickly to catch. You couldn't even protect yourself. What makes you think you had the power to save me? That's what I'm saying. Like that's unrealistic. He leans back slightly, his gaze cold but faltering for the briefest moment. Spare me your pity. It's too late for that. The silence that follows is suffocating. He continues eating, his expression unreadable, but you sit there and the weight of his words pressing down on you. But the question claws its way to the surface, desperate and impossible to surpass. Why do you still keep eating the meat now? His chopsticks pause. Hurriedly he meets your gaze, his crimson eyes catching the dim light, glowing faintly like embers in the dark. It's what monsters do. It's what I am. It's what you decided to be. The same language between you. Quiet I mean, at the end of the day, it is what you decide to be. Quiet but cutting. His gaze narrows. The air in the room is thickening with unspoken anger. It was decided for me. No, it wasn't. He rises abruptly, towering over you. His sudden movement sends a jolt through your chest, but you force yourself to stay seated. For a moment, you understand why people call him a monster, why they fear him. But that's not what you see. With all the talking you're doing, I suppose you're done eating. Get up, show me what you've written the past few days. Otome told me you've been writing. Otome, a whole choteo. The choteo, Otome. I mean, that's what a man's job is. I can't really blame them. Your heart skips a beat and you glance toward Otome, who stands at the side looking faintly amused. Don't be laughing. I'm just gonna say okay. He gestures for you to lead the way. He keeps his eyes watching you intently. You ride slowly, your body stiff with tension. While from you, his footsteps are quiet but purposeful behind you. The air around him almost suffocates. Sukuna reclines on your futon, his massive frame making the spaceship room feel impossibly small. His crimson eyes glint with a lazy amusement as he watches you. Read it for me. You hesitate but eventually obey, your voice trembling slightly as you read aloud. Poem about longing, poem about conflicted feelings. I feel like he knows about, he knows about it. I feel like he knows a little bit more about the conflicted feelings than the longing, so I'm gonna read the longing. The boy once knew, gone buried beneath power. Still I see glimpses, a shadow behind your strength, or a ghost cloud within your form. Sukuna listens in silence. You read the poem aloud. For a moment he is especially unreadable. The sharpness in his crimson eyes dulling ever so slightly. But the softness doesn't last long. His lips curl into a curved, cruel smile. He leans back front of his arms. Our ghost town, how poetic of you. Do you think I care to be mourned like some tragic relic of your past? He leans forward now. His towering presence overwhelming, his crimson eyes bore into yours. If you're hoping to find the boy again, you're more foolish than I thought. If you're just going to keep mocking me, why don't you write one yourself? Let's see how you fare. He pauses, the crimson gaze fixed. Exactly, like, why you mocking me, bruh? Fixed on you with an intensity that makes your skin prickle. Just when you start to wonder if he'll dismiss you altogether, he speaks. Prepare the ink. Curiosity flickers in your chest as you gather those materials. When you return, he takes the brush in his hand, large hand, his claws gleaming faintly in the light. Give it to me. You hesitate, your fingers tighten around the relentless flesh within you, do motion for it, but his eyes narrow, you surrender. He pulls it from your hands with ease. His movement deliberate as he flips through the pages, finally he brings to right. The strokes of the brush are bold, precise, and purposeful. When he leans back and slides the book toward you, you read the haiku and scrunch your nose. Soft hands cling to life, but they crumble on the way, and the stone cars, they purr their path. This is much better. No, boo-boo, that is not much better. Your eyes snap up to meet his incredulous. No, it's not. Exactly. His gaze snap back to yours, to the expression hardening. You dare defy me. The menace in his tone sends a shiver racing up your spine, but you refuse to back down. Pointing at the page, you square your shoulders, summoning every ounce to the violence you can muster. Where's the seasonal word? The tension shifts, filling his lips curving to grin. Wonder for the first time in life cruelty. Your turn, write another poem. Your fingers tremble as you take the brush and begin to write. You can feel his eyes on you, the weight unbearable. The attention sears your nerves, every stroke of the brush becoming harder to focus on. It feels as though he's undressing you with his gaze, peeling away your composure layer by layer. He leans over. He leans over your shoulder, his breath brushing against your neck. You freeze as his low chuckle fills the silence. What's the matter? Can't focus? I'll dictate it to you then. His words feel like a trap, a taunt you can't escape. Before you can protest, his voice lifts lower, rough yet measured as he speaks the lines. Fingers find your desk, dry and cries from the parted lips. As he speaks, his lips brush against the curve of your neck. Wait, what is this? And every nerve under your skin, you gasp. Your breath hitching. Keep going, don't stop. Your hands shudder as you write. The brush faltering with every word. The warmth in his mouth chills, leaving a path of wisdom is his way. Your thighs quake for me. Oh, a throne I've conquered and claimed. Wait, and sir. His claws hook onto your clothes, sliding them off your shoulders. Explosion. What the heck? I leave no part untouched. You feel his hands on your waist now that his touch is electric. Every nerve in your body I like. You manage to finish the poem, your breath shallow and uneven. Sukuna, but his name leaves your mouth, he moves. He pulls you toward him. His hands tell you, dragging you closer until your knees bump against his thighs. He leans in the sheer side of him, dwarfing you. Even as he sits, his broad shoulders towering, making you feel impossibly small. You barely have time to process the proximity before his lips crash into yours. Before his kiss, the force of his kiss steals the breath from your lungs. His mouth hot and demanding as it moves against yours. He doesn't lean down far, not when it's easy to pull you up instead. His hands grip your waist with a bruising strength. Lifting you slightly, he tilts your body towards his. The height difference forces you to arch, your neck craning as he claims your mouth with a fierce intensity that leaves you dazed. We're getting crazy, y'all. Sukuna strains, adjusting his sash with deliberate ease, his expression with one detached amusement. Otome will help you with bathing. I don't need. His eyes flash, starting to you instantly. Enough. His gaze lingers on you for a moment, sharp and unreadable. Satisfaction and amusement you can't tell. He turns to you without another word. His footsteps echoing down to the hallway. The door slides open again later just as you cover yourself. Otome steps aside, expects to calm, but the gaze sharp as it sweeps over you, taken in the aftermath. The aftermath of getting crazy, yo. I'm sorry, Otome. The tone is quiet but carries an edge of his amusement. I told you he liked your writing. Your cheeks burn. He writes. Low key, Otome be growing on me. They're growing on me. He rises to your face, but does he like me? The thought rises unbidden, sharp and insistent, tying itself to Otome's words in a way you can't shake. It feels absurd, pointless even, but it digs in and welcome. The question lingers as you follow Otome out of the room. Your chest tightens with his weight and starts swirling in chaotic mess. She's affecting him. Okay, we are going to end this here, and I'm going to do a part 2 of